A new update for College Football 25 is here, and funny enough, I just made a video about this a couple days ago because I knew it had to be coming soon. This is an update that people have been waiting quite a few weeks for. It's finally here. We got the big ratings update for the game, and not only did it update a ton of ratings, but it updated jersey numbers, it updated positions, and all of that good stuff that people have been waiting for. Now, it's going to be impossible to cover everybody who got updated in this video because it looks like there's hundreds, if not maybe even over 1,000 players that were updated. I mean, it's a ton because there's like over 10,000 players in this game. I think that's also why they aren't doing weekly updates, because it would just be kind of tough to have to update this amount of players week to week, and I think that's why they're doing it in batches like this. So this is a pretty big one. A lot of people have been moved around. A lot of people have gotten their correct jersey numbers who did not have the correct ones before, and things like that. So I'm going to go over most of the notable players that I know who went up or went down. I'm going to go over some of the jersey changes and things like that. But if you're familiar with your team, you can definitely look at your team and you'll know who was changed around. But I'm just going to go over some of the bigger guys. If you are new to the channel and you never want to miss out on any of these important updates for this game, which we get multiple of them every month, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss the videos when they go live. You know, more than half of you that watch the videos aren't subscribed, so you could be missing out on important videos the second that they drop. So let's start with some of the bigger name guys that went up, some of the more highly rated guys who went up. Travis Hunter, we expected him to go up. He's been having a great season. He is on the short list of Heisman candidates at the moment. He went up +2 overall points to a 97. He is the highest rated player in the game, along with another guy, and that is Will Johnson, another guy that does play cornerback. The cornerback from Michigan went up +1, and he is also a 97 overall, and he definitely deserves that as he's having another great season as well. Here's a big name a lot of people knew was going to go up because he's probably been the most impressive so far this year. Ashton Jeanty, the running back of Boise State, he has a pretty nice bump here, +4 to a 96 overall, which is about what I thought he would get bumped up to when I made my video a couple days ago. He is now the highest rated running back in College Football 25. T-Mac, the wide receiver from Arizona, gets a little bit of a boost. He goes up +1 to a 95 overall, probably been the best receiver so far this season, or one of the best, you know, top two guys. He's going up +1. We've got Jay Higgins, the best linebacker in the game. He goes up +1 to a 95 overall for Iowa. He's been playing pretty well, so he deserves a nice bump. We got Xavier Watts, the safety from Notre Dame. He's going up +2 to a 94 overall. He is now the third highest rated free safety in College Football 25. Omarion Hampton, the running back from North Carolina, he's going up +1 to a 94 overall. I believe he is now the fourth highest rated running back in the game. The highest rated tight end, Colston Loveland from Michigan, he goes up +1 to a 93 overall. Still holding down that top spot, but not by much. We got a couple guys who are on his tail. Harold Fanning Jr. of Bowling Green, he's going up +3 to a 92 overall. So he's right behind Loveland. He's having a good season. And another tight end for my LSU Tigers, Mason Taylor, he's going up +2 to a 92 overall. We've got a couple guys from Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, who I thought would go up. He's having a really good season, definitely on the Heisman list, even though he did suffer a pretty bad loss this last week, but he's going up +1 to a 91 overall. And his receiver, Trey Harris, who leads the nation in receiving yards, is also going up +1 to a 91 overall. Now we're going to continue on with the rest of these updates, but really quickly, I do want to mention that we are still sponsored by Underdog. If you like sports and you like winning money, then you've got to be on Underdog playing their pick'em game. Basically, all you have to do is pick higher or lower on player stats, and if they hit, you can win some big money. And the best part is when you sign up, they give you free plays and free money to start with. So for Thursday night's football game this week, they're going to give you Kirk Cousins to get a single yard. That means all you have to do is get 1 yard, and that's it, you win. If you want to wait and play for Sunday's games, they're going to give you Dak Prescott to get a single yard. And for Monday night's game, they're going to give you Patrick Mahomes to get a single yard. And no matter when you sign up, even if it's weeks from now, there will always be a free play just like this for you to take advantage of. And if you sign up using my code RAY, R-A-Y, they'll also give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash at sign up, and you just simply can't beat that. Now we got to move on to another Heisman candidate, Cam Ward. He was an obvious candidate to get a boost. He's having a great season. He's going up +2 to a 91 overall. We've got Sean Dolak, the middle linebacker of Buffalo. He's getting a huge bump. He goes up +7 to a 89 overall. He's having a really good season, and I think quite a few guys from Buffalo definitely got a nice boost in this update from what I've heard. Next up, we've got Alabama linebacker Jahad Campbell. He's getting a nice boost as well, +4 to a 89 overall, and they also changed his position to middle linebacker. I think before this update, he was an outside linebacker, so now they gave him the correct position with the overall bump. Next up, we've got Maryland wide receiver who's having a good year, Ty Felton. He's going up +3 to an 89 overall, so that's a nice bump for the Maryland wide receiver. Moving forward, we've got Nick Emanwari of South Carolina. He's going up +2 to an 89 overall, and they also changed his position to free safety, so he's now the correct position. I think before they might have had him listed as a strong safety, so now that's correct. Moving over to Texas here for a little bit, we've got Jahdae Barron going up +1 to an 89 overall, and they also changed him to cornerback. I believe before they had him listed as a safety, so that's another guy that got the correct position change. We've got Isaiah Bond going up +1 to an 89 overall, the speedy receiver for Texas, so it's good to see him get a little bit of a bump. Penn State quarterback Drew Aller goes up +1 to an 89 overall as well, getting a nice little bump there. We've got Dylan Sampson, the running back of Tennessee. He's going up +3 to an 88 overall, kind of getting in that elite range now. Another player for Tennessee, the rookie quarterback Nico. We knew that he would be getting a bump. He's been playing really good to start the year. He's going up +2 to an 88 overall, so he is also getting kind of close to that elite range now in terms of ratings. Another QB that's moving up, Cade Klubnik, the quarterback for Clemson. He's going up +1 to an 88 overall, much deserved there. He's also having a pretty solid season. Moving over to my LSU Tigers, wide receiver Kyron Lacey, also having pretty good season so far. He's going up +1 to an 88 overall as well. Here's a big mover. The freshman Dylan Stewart of South Carolina goes up +9 to an 87 overall. They also changed his position to left end. I believe before they either had him as a right end or a defensive tackle. I can't remember, but they did get that right. Here's another guy we have to talk about, and I'm mad that I forgot to mention him in my video a few days ago. Khalil Mullins, the running back from Michigan. He's kind of taken over that backfield. He's going up +6 to an 87 overall. He's been showing out this season. Speaking of running backs, one of the biggest movers this week, Caleb Johnson, the running back from Iowa, another guy that's having a great season. I forgot to mention him in the video a couple days ago. He went up 13 points, which is insane, to an 87 overall. So now he's in that upper echelon of running backs in college football 25. Moving back to my LSU Tigers, Garrett Nussmeier having a pretty solid season. He's going up +2 points to an 87 overall. So I thought he might get a little bit of a bump. Wasn't completely sure, but happy to see he got some love. Here's another big mover, Terry Moore, the safety from Duke, having a good season. He goes up +10 to an 86 overall. And you'll notice in these updates, because they happen every few weeks, you're going to see a lot bigger movers than you see in Madden. You're going to see some guys get boosted up because when you have so many different players and you have so many weeks, there's obviously a lot of players who maybe went under the radar and were just rated way too low to start the year. And now they're clearly showing how good they are. So Duke free safety is another example of that. Also, they changed him to free safety. I believe before they might have had him listed as a strong safety. So he's another guy. They got the position change. And he also got the correct number change as well. He is now number 1, which is what he wears in real life. So he just got a complete overall update across the board. So I know Duke fans are going to be happy about that. We've got Jimmy Horn Jr. of Colorado going up +1 to an 86 overall. He's been having a pretty good season there. The speedster, definitely a lot of fun to watch. We've got Kyle McCord, the quarterback for Syracuse, also having a pretty solid year, going up +1 to an 86 overall. Another big mover this week, Kenai Walker, the cornerback from Oklahoma. He goes up +9 to an 85 overall. So now he's kind of in that starting cornerback range for Oklahoma in terms of the ratings. Another big mover, Gunnar Helm, the tight end of the Texas Longhorns. He's going up +8 to an 85 overall. So that's a pretty big jump for him. And of course, we got to talk about Navy. They're off to a great start. They've been lighting it up Eli Heidenreich, the running back from Navy, goes up +7 to an 85 overall, so he's getting some much needed love. Another team that needs some love is Boston College. They've also been off to a good start. We've got Thomas Castellanos going up +5 to an 84 overall, the QB of Boston College. So if you're a BC fan, you now have a QB that's a lot more usable in the game. We got to talk about the freshman Ryan Williams, the wide receiver from Bama. For sure a first round pick in a few years if he stays healthy. He already looks like a stud. Thought he would go up quite a bit more than he did. He's only going up +1 to an 82 overall, but I'm going to assume whenever they do the next update, he'll probably see a bigger jump. A wide receiver who is seeing a big jump this week is Skylar Bell, the wide receiver out of UConn. He's going up +10 to an 82 overall. So kind of a guy that goes from not really being starting caliber to now being, a really good rated wide receiver. Josh Hoover, the quarterback of TCU, also getting some love. He's one of the guys with the most pass yards in the nation. I think he might be number 2 or number 3. I can't remember, but he's having a really good season. He's going up +1 to an 81 overall. And if you've got a QB that's lighting up with the yards, you probably got a receiver on that team that's doing pretty good as well. Jack Beck, the TCU wide receiver, he's going up +6 to an 80 overall. We've got Trey Watson, the tight end out of Texas A&M. He's seeing a really big jump this week, +11 to an 80 overall. Having a good season, getting some love there. And we got to go back to Navy one last time here. We got to show the QB some love. Blake Horvath having a good year. He's going up +5 to a 78 overall. So for those Navy fans out there, you definitely got some decent updates. I'm sure there's more people on the team that went up as well. So they're now a lot more viable. And a couple other just really big movers that I wanted to make sure to mention. We've got Marquise Cooper, the cornerback from Buffalo, going up 27 points. 27, that's absolutely insane, to an 80 overall. Remember I said earlier, some of the Buffalo guys got moved up a lot because I think they were just a lot of guys on that team that were very underrated. And now that we've seen what they've been able to do, clearly they deserve the big bumps because they were just way lower than they ever should have been. So Buffalo fans, you definitely got some nice bumps on the team this week. And we've also got to talk about Mazeo Bennett, the wide receiver from South Carolina. Over the years, they've had some stud wide receivers here and there, and this guy looks like he could be another one of those guys. He's going up +16 to an 80 overall. He's just a freshman. He's going to probably be tearing it up for years, but he got a much needed boost with this update. Now let's talk about a few notable players who went down. Ollie Gordon, who just hasn't really been quite what we thought he would be so far this year, especially coming off the year he had last year. He's now the second highest rated running back in the game as he goes down just 1 to a 95 overall. Another running back that's going down, Donovan Edwards, goes down 1 to a 90 overall, also not having the season that maybe was expected, and Mullins is kind of taking over that backfield. Oscar Delp, the tight end from Georgia, he's going down 1 to a 89 overall. Jalen Daniels, the quarterback from Kansas, was somebody we did expect to drop, just hasn't been playing as well as we thought. He goes down 2 to a 88 overall. Patrick Payton, the left end from Florida State, goes down 2 to an 88 overall. I think Florida State definitely had quite a few people that dropped because they've just been really bad so far this year. Texas safety Andrew Makuba, he goes down 2 to an 87 overall. Grayson McCall, the quarterback of NC State, he goes down 2 to an 86 overall. I mean, we knew DJ was going to go down, right? The FSU quarterback. I'm honestly surprised he didn't go down a lot more than this. I think they actually spared him. He only goes down 1 to an 84 overall. Another QB that's going down, Preston Stone of SMU, he's going down 3 to an 84 overall. Another Florida State guy that's moving down, Roydell Williams, the running back, he goes down 2 to an 83 overall. Now we talked about some TCU guys that went up earlier, but there is somebody going down that is notable. Eric McAllister, the wide receiver, he's going down 2 to an 83 overall. And the Michigan quarterback, Alex Orji, he's actually going down 4 to a 74 overall. Now let's talk about some guys who got jersey changes. So there was a ton of guys that got their jersey numbers corrected. I mean, pretty much anybody that was wrong for the most part probably has their correct jersey numbers. Here are some of the guys I know for sure. The Duke quarterback got the correct number. He is now number 6. I know a couple of guys from my LSU Tigers got their updates. Mostly the running backs. Josh Williams is now the correct number 18. John Emery is now the correct number 22. Speaking of running backs, we've got the Auburn running back Alston. He's got the correct number number 0 now, so that has been fixed. The Texas Tech wide receiver, Josh Kelly, is now number 3, which is his correct number. We've got the Cal tight end, Corey. He is now number 10 in the game, as he should be. The Pitt wide receiver, Raphael Williams, is now wearing number 5, which he should be. And there are just a few teams in general that I heard had a lot of number changes. They had a lot of incorrect numbers and they were fixed. New Mexico is one of those teams. It seems like they had a lot of guys that had wrong numbers. Those should all be fixed. Duke is another team that had quite a bit of incorrect numbers. All of those should be fixed now. I believe Georgia Southern was another team that had a lot of incorrect numbers. So there were a few schools, more so than others, that just had a lot of numbers that were wrong. They should all be fixed now in the game. Now, in case you didn't know it, there are some very important settings in this game that could actually make it way better for you. And if you don't know about that, you need to check out this video right here on the screen.